Hey guys, welcome to my healthy kitchen. My name is Olga and I made over 1,500 raw vegan cakes into my bakery. And today we're going to make one of the most delicious, creamy, so silky and easy to make chocolate, coffee, walnut cake. Let's get started. In the description to this video you can see the list of ingredients and the full recipe of our cake. And now we need to start from the first part of making our cake, and it's a crust. Crust is that part of raw vegan cakes or cheesecakes that you can chew with, and it usually contains some nuts and some other ingredients. Our crust will be made with walnuts, and first of all we need to prepare our walnuts. I soaked them overnight in the clear water with a pinch of salt. After this I washed and drained our nuts. Now they are very soft, clean, and they will be very easy for digestion for your body. So I would highly recommend to prepare walnuts for this cake in this state. Also, when you will be eating this cake, it's not the main thing that something will be crunchy. The main thing that it will be soft, moussey, and chewy. This is what we want to achieve in this cake. And to make the crust for any raw vegan cake or cheesecake, we need to use food processor. And here you are what we have for our crust. We take our food processor and put all ingredients here. We have a very specific order of ingredients for easier blending process. So first we need to put all our walnuts. We need to put a pinch of salt. It's really just a pinch. And our cacao powder. I always use raw cacao powder. So I would say that we put all dry ingredients, and now we need to pulse it something like 10-15 times. Let's see what we have. That is perfect. We don't have butter, we don't have tiny pieces, so we have quite big pieces, and everything is chocolate right now. And now we can put our dates. I use medjool dates. They are the most delicious dates ever, but they have pits, and we need to put them without any pits. Also, I usually soak dates in warm water for about 30-60 minutes. So once you decided to make a cake, first you need to soak nuts. You need to soak walnuts and cashews, and usually I do it one day before. So before to go to bed, prepare 200 grams of cashews. In other bowl 150 grams of walnuts, and at the same time you can also put dates into the water with bowl as well. In the morning we need everything drain, wash, and make a cake. Great, so we can pour all our wet ingredients. I'm using maple syrup for this recipe and melted coconut oil extra virgin. To melt your coconut oil, prepare some coconut oil into the glass and put it into the microwave for 15-20 seconds. And that's it. It will be clear and melted. Exactly what we need for our recipes. Now we can blend about 10-20 seconds. Okay, it was less than 20 seconds, and you can see that our butter was stuck. Next step, we can blend everything by hand, but let me tell you a few words about our mold. Our recipe is for 6 inches cake. I will be using a stainless steel ring. For the bottom, I'm using just a regular board, and usually I put parchment paper on the bottom. Such happen I don't have parchment paper finished, and I use just a plastic wrap. Also, I love to use acetate stripes for my cake, so it will be easy to release the cake from the mold. However, if you don't have it, that's totally okay. You can pour it into your mold, and then once you remove the cake from the freezer, just wait for about 10-12 minutes, and it will be much more easier to remove the cake from the mold. So that's it. We have 6 inches cake. We have a bottom with something between mold and the board. I have acetate stripe, and we have our soft chewy crust. We blend everything a little bit by hands. In my store I called this cake as coffee brownie. Then we decided to rename it like almond cappuccino cake. Then it was a chocolate walnut coffee cake. So all these names fit to this cake. Press your butter with your fingers and try to make an even layer. It shouldn't be perfect even, but just press it. So that's it. Our crust is ready, and let's make our coffee mousse. Second, the easiest part of our cake is making coffee mousse, and for this we need soaked cashews, sweetener, coconut oil, vanilla extract, pinch of salt, and almond milk. So that's why I told you that we named this cake like almond cappuccino. And also espresso. We need 2 shots of espresso. 1 shot is 30 milligrams, so it's 60 milligrams of espresso, good espresso. If you don't have a coffee machine at home, I would highly suggest you, one day before you are going to make a coffee, go to the closest coffee shop and ask them to make the best quality, not sour, just freshly ground coffee, and order 2 shots of espresso. Once your shots will be cold, just put it into the fridge, and next day you can use it for making our cake. Very good quality of coffee is very important because this is the main flavor of our cake. So let's mix all our ingredients together. We will be using high-speed blender for melting our mousse, and please follow the order of ingredients that I put into the blender. So in this case, for you it will be easier to make it super silky and smooth. First we put our soaked, washed and drained cashews. Next one can be coffee. So first we put nuts, and then we put all liquid ingredients except oil, and I will tell you why. It was almond milk, it's our maple syrup, our vanilla extract, and salt. It's not a pinch, so we need like a quarter of teaspoon of salt, and that's it. Coconut oil we adding at the end of whole process. We need it just in case. Do not overblend our mixture. So follow this rule and it will be perfect. We start blending from the small speed, so first, second, third speed, while it will be blending all together. Not smooth as we want, but we need to see that all ingredients are starting blending all together. Perfect. And now we can add our coconut oil. So once you see that our butter is completely melted into the cream, as a last step we can add coconut oil. We need to add the speed like something third, fourth speed, and let's add coconut oil. That is what we needed. Let's show you the texture. It's super creamy. On this step, I would highly suggest you to try your mousse. I want to be sure that it's not too bitter for you, because we added 2 shots of espresso. It's not a lot of butter, and maybe you would prefer more sweet mousse than I suggested you. And one more thing, do not make it extremely sweet. Why? Because our crust with walnuts is very sweet. We put dates here, we put maple syrup, and we have quite a big layer of the crust, because before it was a coffee brownie, and that's why this top layer will be not too sweet, and the combination of coffee mousse and a walnut brownie, sweet walnut brownie, the final taste will be very good, not too sweet, and enough balanced with the sweeteners. So we finished with our mousse. We pour it on top of our crust, our walnut chocolate brownie. That is all. We make a flat top layer. To release all bubbles, we tap a little bit. And my simplest decoration for this cake is just sprinkling some cacao nibs on top of this cake. I use unsweetened cacao nibs. They are crunchy. It's 100% of chocolate, so they can pair our flavor perfectly. That's it. I think it was for now the simplest cake on my channel. I promise you need only like 30 minutes to make it, and now we need to put it into the freezer for at least 5 hours or overnight. I usually make the cake one day before event, so I will freeze it overnight. In the morning, we remove the cake from the freezer. We take away the cake, take away the clear wrap, and put it into the refrigerator. And from the moment once you remove the cake from the freezer and put it into the refrigerator, you need to wait about 2-3 hours before serving. And that's it. Your cake will be ready for tomorrow.